Robert Griffin III, the Big 12's leader in quarterback efficiency, meets conference rushing leader Henry Josie of Missouri. Right now on College Football Saturday, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. It's homecoming at Baylor, and for two of the Bears' biggest superstars, it's great to be home. Robert Griffin III, the top quarterback in Baylor history, an electrifying athlete. And it's Kendall Wright on the receiving end, Baylor's all-time career leader in receptions. Two reasons the Bears are undefeated at home. The Missouri Tigers come in off a huge road win against the Aggies. Now they face another hostile road environment for the Big 12's rushing leader, Henry Josie. Welcome to Floyd Casey Stadium for Big 12 College Football Saturday, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Tonight, the Missouri Tigers invade Bear Country. It's homecoming weekend as the Tigers take on Baylor. Hi, everybody. Joel Myers alongside Brian Baldinger, and welcome to Waco for what should be a wild one offensively. Brian, the Missouri Tigers come in off a huge win last weekend at Texas A&M, and a breakthrough game. At least they're hoping for their quarterback, James Franklin, the way they came back in the second half.
Yeah, you know, I call him Frank the Tank. I mean, this guy is 6'3", he's 230 pounds. He's a physical specimen. They're looking for consistency from him. Last week was his best performance of the year, where he bounced off defenders and defenders bounced off him, and he rumbled into the end zone for 2 rushing touchdowns. This one was sensational, a YouTube highlight. And then he threw the game winner in overtime to Marcus Lucas. So he counted for 4 touchdowns last week. They're looking for a little more consistency from James Franklin now. And that's what the Baylor Bears are looking for from the defensive side, giving up 114 points over their last 2 games, losing to Oklahoma State and Texas A&M. Now they try to slow down the Missouri Tigers, also try to snap a 2-game losing streak. Let's remember, they are undefeated, though, right here in Waco behind the great play of Robert Griffin III and their gifted wide receiver, Kendall Wright. I've been waiting all year to see RG3 in person myself, Joel, because I think he's the whole package. He's got elite speed. He's got command of the team. He's got a nice arm that has a deep ball. And look, every elite quarterback needs an elite receiver, and that's where Kendall Wright comes in. 25 of his 260 catches at Baylor have gone for touchdowns. These are 2 sprinters that are football players first. They put that speed on the field. They can strike from anywhere on the field. This is a high-powered offense that I think Missouri's going to have a hard time containing tonight.
It's a classic football night in Waco, and a windy one as well, as on homecoming weekend the Baylor Bears take the field. And welcome once again to Floyd Casey Stadium. Missouri's Tigers on the road in the Lone Star State for the 2nd consecutive week. And let's head downstairs and check in with Jim Knox. Knoxy.
Coach, what a game tonight. You're going to have to try to slow down the Big 12 leading rusher, Henry Josie, averaging 127 yards per game. How do you do it?
Well, I mean, nobody's done it yet. We think we got a real good scheme. Of course, you got to worry about Franklin, too. He's a great rusher. So they do a great job schematically. Our guys will be in place. They'll use great technique and make tackles.
One good thing, you're playing at home undefeated this season. How special is that?
It's very special. We've been on the road a couple of weeks. You know, like Dorothy said it best, there's no place like home.
There you go, Coach. Best of luck. Thank you. Joel?
Thank you, Jim. Well, Dorothy was on last night up against the USC game.
I was watching a little The Wizard of Oz, one of the great movies of all time.
Yes. So
it was so windy today, Joel. I thought like I was going to get blown away all the way to Kansas.
Ben Parks kicking it away as Missouri won the toss. They have elected to receive. And T.J. Moe, the single back in the middle, as Missouri is trying to win consecutive games for the first time this year. So we are ready in Waco. Good to have you with us in College Football Saturday as we are underway. And on the line drive downwind, Moe 8 yards deep will stay in the end zone. So offensively for the Missouri Tigers, offensive line, they've got experience, a 4-year starter on the right side.
And they have wide splits up there. Watch how far those linemen split apart. Henry Josie, as we just said in the open, leads the Big 12 in rushing. Certainly that's going to be the focal point of Baylor, trying to take him out of the game.
And Franklin coming off, well, they hope it's a breakthrough game. After what happened the week before when he turned it over 4 times, last week he threw for 2 scores, ran for 2 others in spectacular fashion. They run Josie, a little jet action out of the backfield. He's got a nice lane over to the right side. He's got a first down into the secondary, and down the sideline, Henry Josie the leader in the Big 12, with a huge chunk to start the game all the way to the 45.
Joel, they start in an empty set, and then they run Josie in motion, what they call jet motion. And really, Phil Bennett, the defensive coordinator of Baylor, had made a point to say, not many guys can go laterally like that, take the ball and then go north-south the way that he just did.
162 last week, his 4th consecutive 100-yard game. It's empty for Franklin. Trips on the wide side. That's where he's looking, and he's going too tall for his wide receiver TJ Moe on that side. Now defensively, in the 4-3 for the Baylor Bears. Can they slow him down?
Well, the big guy in the middle, Nicholas Jean-Baptiste, is the guy that does that. The middle linebacker leads him in tackles, Elliott Casey. And then Chance Casey has moved from corner to safety to try to shore up a weakened secondary.
So opening in the nickel of 4-2-5. Fake it, Franklin with a tight end, or the wide receiver Lucas. And not much, just about 3. As we look at the Missouri game plan, keys for them, Brian, going in.
Well, they went to A&M last week, and they shocked them in overtime. And they can't have a hangover. They can't overlook Baylor here. And then their whole offense is predicated upon first downs, hanging onto the ball and balance, running it, throwing it, and then physically, I think they're better than Baylor. They got to win in the trenches here this evening.
Well, they've got 4 on the wide side, a bunch up top. Franklin needs 7 on 3rd down. He's bringing Moe to Lucas's side on the design roll, and now going deep for TJ Moe, and overshoots him. He looked inside, the ball over the wrong shoulder, and they fail on 3rd and 7 after the great start by Josie.
Good coverage that time by KJ Morton, who had Moe here. And you can see that the wind is going to be a factor tonight, Joel. I mean, it is whipping out there, and I was talking to RG3 before the game. Is it better to throw into the wind or have it at your back? I think it's better to throw into it like he did, but Franklin was just a little too hot with that ball.
Back deep, it's going to be Kendall Wright waiting for the Trey Barrow punt. And the wobbler, as you mentioned, into a stiff wind, and what a bounce for Baylor. Still past the 30. That is about an 8-yard punt. That's all it is. So what a shift for Baylor after they gave up that huge run. Now offensively for the Baylor Bears, led by Robert Griffin III, one of the most efficient in the nation. And on the left side, Richardson moves from guard to tackle this year.
Well, he took over for Danny Watkins, who now plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Kendall Wright, their all-time leading everything receiver. Number 1, he's a burner. That's Griffin's favorite target. In fact, Wright has 66 catches. The next leading receiver has 30.
So gaudy numbers, 23 touchdowns over 4 picks. Man, the man in motion is going to get it. Man, past the 40 out to the 42-yard line.
He's
a good run,
too.
but unfortunately, down to the ground is RG3.
No, not long. He took a shot, though. I think they're going to make him at least get looked at here. Unless they call a timeout, he can't come out. But this is just a straight option read right here. Going to fake it underneath. Now he's going to take it. There's a shot right there from Jacquez Smith.
Give Webb that helmet to the back.
Yep.
So good run. And now the backup is in there. It is going to be Bryce Petty. Redshirt freshman. Man, nothing doing on the carry. It's Salubi. So it's going to be 3rd and 2, and RG3, Robert Griffin III, is back on the field. 2 minutes gone by. And a wild start, and we said it could be that kind of game. 2 teams that can put together not only tempo, the way they run their systems, but quick strikes.
Well, that's what Baylor specializes in. Half of their touchdowns they've scored this year have been in about 2 minutes or less.
Pocket holding up, and now Madison pushes him out of the pocket. A time, and upright, incomplete. Almost an incredible play all the way around with Griffin and Wright. Well, it looked like Madison was going to get him.
Well, you're going to see RG does a good job of avoiding just a 3-man rush right now. Little jittery right here. He breaks out. He buys himself some time. But then the throw is just a little hot to Wright. And Kendall Wright now, he is a track athlete with world-class speed, but he also has a good vertical jump. For him to overthrow Kendall Wright. That ball was real high.
It'll be the Big 12's Defensive Player of the Week, E.J. Gaines. Their cornerback waiting for the punt from Roth. And off the side of his foot. What a break for Missouri. And don't forget the wind at the back of the true freshman Spencer Roth from Knoxville. So Missouri, and did they get a piece of it? They're saying they did. Only a 9-yard punt. Missouri gets it back at their own 38. We've had identical 8-yard punts, one from Baylor and one from Missouri. It's scoreless just about 4 minutes in. James Franklin and the Tigers get great field position. It'll be Franklin again on the zone read, and Franklin doing a good job. He's got 10 more. And whoa, they put him down right at the first down marker. He's dropped by Mike Hicks, once again the safety, a junior from China Spring, Texas. But you brought up a point. With a straight 4-man rush, they consistently don't get pressure. Need a yard. Man, it's Kendall Lawrence, the junior from right here in Rockwall, Texas. 35 Tigers are from the state of Texas. They do a good job, and I got a feeling last night when they got into town, they fanned out to their various high schools.
Well, they've recruited well here. I mean, James Franklin himself is right here from Corinth, Texas. You take a look at the running back. Josie is from Angleton, Texas. Their stars are right here from the Lone Star State.
Ton of time, wide open receiver. In fact, 2 were wide open, and he missed both. He had Lucas with the game winner. Washington was the intended target, but both were in the middle of the field available.
And that's the second deep shot that Franklin has had here already in this first quarter, and he's overthrown both of them. So really what they're looking for from Franklin right now in his 9th start is more consistency. The consistency that he showed last week in that upset win at College Station. Here comes a blitz look from Baylor. Coming off the edge. Right now they changed the play.
Bring Lawrence into the backfield. And it's Lawrence over and angling to the left side. He's got the first down, tripped up at the Baylor 25 consistently as Dixon gets him. They're getting into the second level, into the backfield, defensive backfield of Baylor.
Well, they blitzed that time right off the edge, and Lawrence ran right by him. So he's got a guard leading him on the backside right there.
It's
Austin
Josie,
Weathers.
tag team match. He's got 5. Who would have ever believed that Missouri would go to the spread as they have in the past, but they're in a spread now like the Oregon Ducks to run the football?
Well, they've got balance, and they actually run it more than they throw it. All right, and right now that's their best matchup.
Out of the wing, it's Agnew. He gets a little kick out and breaks the tackle inside the 10-person goal. Nice little block by T.J. Moe. Coffee saved the score. Well, you had mentioned 90 catches for Agnew last year. Different quarterback last year. Franklin finding himself. And this, as you mentioned, his 9th career start. It's Josie wheeling his way. Touchdown, Missouri. So the extra point try coming up for Trey Barrow. Barrow, one of the most valuable Tigers on the field tonight. With Wrestle out, the backup place kicker has never been on the field for the Tigers in his career. So 7 minutes in, Missouri gets the first 7 points of the game. They're trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this year and get a boost from Josie at Baylor. Darius Jones coming up to take it at the 20. And he's going down across the 25 near the 27-yard line.
They had to.
Now, Griffin on a toss. It's Kendall right on the reverse. Man, in the open field. Not a shabby job at all by Braylon Webb, who made a big play in the end zone. And Wright gets up. Or does he get up? Grabbing the back of his calf. Ooh.
That's
bad news for the Bears.
That's devastating right there. I mean, that's a huge part of the passing offense. Tries to make this cut here on Webb. I think, oh, there it is.
Ankle.
Yeah, no, that leg got caught underneath him, trapped underneath. I don't even want to watch it.
Look at the left ankle.
Yeah, no, it gets stuck in the ground, stuck right in the ground there, Joel, and he couldn't get it out in time. Hopefully he can walk it off. 2nd
and 2 after the reverse. Now, force the toss. It's Ganaway, and he's got a first down. Across the 45 to the 46 as we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, Joel, you're talking about the wind down here. 40 miles an hour wind right now. Baylor's going to do some damage to the air. They need to do it now. Check out this. Brian Boldinger's hair right there, right there. He goes onto the field, basically. Very windy. The wind definitely a factor tonight's game, guys.
I got the flyaway toupee on today. Yeah, I got to be careful.
I thought it was a tearaway. First and 10 outside of the 45. Griffin, long throw on the outside. The kickout blocks are there. And another long gain on first down, close to 10, as Kevin Reese is brought down. Sophomore from Temple. So they're moving the football. And they do get the first down to the Missouri 44. Third possession of the game as they look at Kendall Wright. Griffin now after the play fake. He's only got a single on that side, who comes back to help him out. Terrence Williams, good read, working against E.J. Gaines.
You know, one thing about RG3, right there, he felt a little pressure. He just, you know, he has such suddenness about him. Just darted to his right, set his feet, calmly threw the ball on the run.
Makes everything look easy. There's the tight end, Niver. Man, he's got a first down inside the 25. Little darts now, even though they're downwind.
Joe, how quickly did he just get that ball out of his hands? It's like a shortstop. It's like Jeter turning a double play. I mean, the ball's in it, and it's out of his hands so quickly.
And I don't blame Niver for transferring from Stanford after seeing those free tight ends that are at Stanford with Fleener on top of that package. So Missouri at the end of the first 15 minutes of play with a 7-0 lead as you're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Big 12 College Football Saturday continues. Homecoming weekend in Waco, Texas. And Baylor driving now, trying to tie things up as we look at the Bank of America first quarter numbers with Missouri on top, 7-0.
Yeah, you know, Baylor's got 145 total yards of offense. They're averaging 8 yards a play, but they have no points because of the turnover by RG3 inside their 5-yard line, and that's what plagued them really the past 2 weeks. In fact, I talked to Robert before the game. He said, look, we have only ourselves to blame for these past 2 losses.
A junior from White here in Waco. On a first down, first snap of the second quarter. The Missouri 22. And it's Salubi stumbling his way for about 6.
I think they're going to Salubi because he's a little quicker, you know, to the hole than Ganaway is. And there's obviously Kendall Wright going back in. They took the tape off, they retaped the ankle, then they taped over it, and then they put the sock over it. So he's got a little more stability right now.
And let's see if he's the same guy on the push. They get it out on the edge. Kevin Reese has a first down. He's bumped out over on that side. Kip Edwards was working there. Jackson as well.
And here Baylor is, Joel. Now they're
back in the red zone.
Right there at the 11-yard line. Let's see what kind of production they can get here. Fresh set of downs. They can still get a first down before a touchdown.
Let's go, 2-3.
Ganaway in motion out of the backfield. Different look with Griffin under center. Jacquez Smith got in on Robert Griffin. Pretty good vertical for the big guy.
Well, Jacquez Smith is their best defensive player. I mean, he's an outstanding talent. He reminds me a lot of Aldon Smith, last year's defensive end that was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers with the 7th pick in the draft. There's the type of athletic ability. Griffin gets him up in the air. He wanted to go to Kendall Wright. They took him out of the play, though.
Last week, Baylor had 13 snaps inside the 5 before they finally scored on their 14th. So they've got issues in the red zone. From the 11, Griffin wheeling out of the flat, grabbed by Ganaway, and dropped immediately.
And he just used his lateral speed to take down Ganaway.
So now 3rd and 6 from the 7.
They look a little confused about what personnel they want in the game. Still have plenty of time. 15 seconds left on the clock.
Eric Wolf coming on. Man, will he stay on? That's their jumbo guy on the right side, like a wing.
Now there's nobody in the middle of the field.
He will now bring Kendall Wright into the backfield. Looks in the middle. Touchdown Baylor. Wide open Terrence Williams.
Missouri left the middle of the field open, and Terrence Williams just went right to the void. Good read by RG3. You're going to get Terrence Williams just coming right across the middle. Really a zone look. Nobody picked him up.
Now to tie things up, Aaron Jones. And into the win. It is even at 7. So 2.5 minutes into the second quarter, they finally figure things out after all those snaps inside the 20. And it was easy. Uncovered Terrence Williams, the equalizer for the Baylor Bears. And for Robert Griffin in this offense, it took better than 4 minutes. That's a long time by their standards.
Yeah, it was ball controlled. But, you know, look, they had 8 red zone plays there, helped out by the pass interference penalty. Took 8 red zone plays to get it into the end zone. But they broke the drought. They've tied it up here. You got the fans on homecoming weekend up on their feet. You know, I mean, defensively, Baylor really can't ask for anything more. They've given up 1 drive out of 3 possessions for Missouri. The defense, the question mark, has played real well in the first quarter plus.
Now Jones to kick it away. And a very short one. Taken up front. And a nice return. Making a miss. Not intending to find Jimmy Hunt, but he'll take it. As Mo was back deep. And it'll be across the 35 to the 37. Now the bubble. And the wide receiver Washington gets a nice little kick out. And close to another first down. He got about 9. It'll be 2nd and a yard at the Missouri 44. He's a sophomore from Shreveport, Louisiana. Damian Washington. Tempo, rhythm. And it'll be a first down. It's Lawrence weaving his way across the midfield stripe. So Kendall Lawrence getting some early touches tonight.
And it's just that read option that Franklin's become really adroit at running and just reading those ends. If they come to take him, then he's just pitching it right now. Pretty simple game, just like a point guard would do.
Franklin downwind just dumps it off. Lawrence about 4, maybe 5 at the most.
Smart play though. On first down, take the check down, pick up 4 to 5 yards, keep the offense on schedule. You know what you don't want is negative plays, and Franklin right now is avoiding those. Just a first down check down there. Get about half of the first down mark.
2 tight ends set for Missouri with Josie. And he wheels it outside into the secondary he goes. Do they have an angle on Henry Josie? Yes. Touchdown saving tackle by Mike Hicks.
You can see he just has that burst again. I mean, just runs away from, you know, from any kind of Baylor defender right here. Picks up a block now. He makes 2 people miss in the hole. That's the key. Can you make a miss while you're still at full speed like that?
It's a gain of 31. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. The call by quarterback Franklin. It is 9th career start. And it's Agnew. Big guy going down at the 5. Not a bad source to go to in short yardage goal line situations.
Well, he's such a big target. At 6'6", 260. He was the, you know, the preseason Big 12 tight end. Just doesn't have the type of numbers he had from a year ago.
Now it's Franklin calling his own number. And he's down inside the 2. He's short of the first down. Elliott Coffey.
I like that nickname, Frank the Tank, because that's what he just did. He just tanked the defenders. I mean, he's so, you know, he's so well put together. He's so strong, especially from the waist down. I mean, he is a load to tackle now.
And as you see, 244, 12th in the nation. There's throwing for 246 a game. That's the kind of balance they had this year. 3rd and less than a yard. It'll be Josie. He's in. Touchdown, Missouri.
That was a nearly perfect drive by Gary Pinkel's offense there. I mean, just great balance. Franklin just showed, you know, great dexterity and making the reads, getting the ball out quickly, and they go to the fullback right here. Josie just run. There's the toughness right there, because he got hit at about the 2, and he carried him right into the end zone. He knows he's in.
His 10th carry of the night is his 2nd touchdown of the game for Missouri. He's already got 113 yards. That's his 5th straight over the century mark. And Barrow drills it for the extra point. 3:38 left in the half. It didn't take long. That was an 80-yard drive by Missouri in less than 2 minutes. So the Tigers
Yeah.
It was 220 to be exact. Goodley and Jones, and it's going to be Darius Jones staying in the end zone. The wide receiver, about 4 or 5 yards deep. So Baylor, for the second straight time, will have it at their own 20-yard line. Good job by Jared Salubi.
Salubi's giving him a lift tonight. He's
Yes.
giving him some quickness. He's running the read option from his quarterback RG3 very well, and he really hid behind the blocker out there enough to get the first down in that run.
That's 7 for 44 yards for Jared Salubi on a first down play fake. Nothing available downfield. Here comes Griffin, and he's got room to roam as he's put down with a first down. That's the dangerous aspect of Robert Griffin, though. This guy that went to the 2008 Olympic trials in the 400 meters.
Well, I got to tell you, that guy has a beautiful stride. I just like watching him run. One day in my life, I would just like to be able to run like that just once.
Dreamland.
It is.
It's Ganaway into the secondary. Wilson got to him. Gave him a shot, but not before he got 12. And now Baylor moving the ball efficiently on the ground.
It's interesting that Robert Griffin came out of Copperas Cove High School, transferred, didn't finish high school, graduated, came in January, enrolled, ran track, won the 400 hurdles in the Big 12, then played spring football.
It's the tight end, Nyberg. And going for the short stuff now has paid off for Griffin underneath. He gets 11 to the tight end, who's dumped by Gaines.
And they're getting close to that part of the field where they just really struggle, don't they? When the field shrinks and it gets compressed, this offense shrinks and gets compressed. Maybe they should take a shot from here, from outside the red zone.
It's at the 21 on a first down on the drive that started back at their own 20. Kendall Wright just doesn't look like he's comfortable. Over the middle, checked and deflected.
I tell you,
it looked like the lug in the middle, Lucas Vincent, may have gotten it. Without the penetration, read the quarterback and got a hand up there.
And Joel, you're talking about a lug as in terms of endearment, right?
Always.
Yeah.
We're all lugs if we can't run.
Right.
Yep, Lucas Vincent.
Yeah. Those tackles, they have a 4-man tackle rotation, and they're good. They're 4 lugs in the middle right there. Yeah, they're good.
And they're vertical as their tiptoes. It's Griffin right up the middle. Nobody at home. First and goal, Baylor. Boy, buried it with Glasgow Martin and didn't show the football until the last second. 15 yards on the carry.
He read it perfectly. The defense just opened up right up the middle, and he's going to see it. You're going to see just up the middle here. Easy read.
It's Martin. Now, in the red zone again. It'll be second and goal at the 6.
Funny. Coming out as an offensive lineman right now is the right guard, Robert Griffin. Not related to the quarterback, Robert Griffin III.
That's Robert T. Griffin.
Yeah.
It'll be second and goal at the 6. Inside of a minute to play in the half. Baylor still with 2 timeouts on the board. Option, Glasgow Martin. He's got Wilson and goes low. I thought he'd take it to the corner to the pylon. It'll be third and goal inside the 2.
I thought he had a chance. I thought Martin had a chance there. Wilson was out there in space. One move might have been able to juke him, but there's a reason why that Andrew Wilson leads this team in tackles. See, I wouldn't run inside, I think, at Sheldon Richardson and the big guys, the big lugs, as you say, inside. I'd get Robert Griffin III on the perimeter and let him use his athletic ability.
He's got Ganaway at about 240, 250. Next to him, Griffin calling his own number. Belted, did he get there? Still no signal from the linesman. No.
Oh, they're giving it.
Putting him down
they gotta call
at the
timeout.
goal line.
They got to stop. No, they stopped it.
Now you be the judge. Did Robert Griffin break the plane?
Boy.
Oh,
he's across the plane. I mean, he ran right into Andrew Wilson. And he ran him over.
They'll go into the locker room all even.
For the review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Wow. It has to be indisputable.
Yeah.
And that's the way it looked on the first 2, and then that last one where the ball was locked in. So they're going to go for it on 4th down. Griffin's back out there, and I'm not surprised after Aaron Jones missed the 27-yard field goal.
Well, you know, they're going strength against strength. Those guys inside, Dominic Hamilton, Richardson, some of those guys that we have talked about, I mean, I don't know if there's 6 inches in between that defensive line there, but you got a 240-pound running back in Ganaway.
This is your definitive jumbo look. Does he waggle it out? Yeah. He's in, goes low, still no sign.
Jeez. Well, we can see it from up here.
It looked like he went low and got in.
I thought he went right behind the center, Philip Blake, on the play.
Touchdown banner.
There's Blake. Yeah, Blake, he didn't even have his helmet on. His helmet got ripped off. That was a tough 6 inches. I mean, this is like the old electronic football, Joel. You know, the thing just vibrated right there. And you just put the ball, you know, the cotton football on the legs of Griffin, let him dive through it. And unsort all the bodies to see where the ball was, and they finally determined.
Even if Jones gets it. And a break to be even. Because Jones missed a 27-yard field goal. And this one is blocked. No good. Missouri has blocked the extra point. What is it about Baylor inside the 20?
Well, it's a lot of it is what Missouri's doing. And Coach Steck right there is like what his guys are doing up front.
So Missouri goes to the locker room against one of the highest scoring teams in the nation, up by a point. Did a good job defensively overall, leading 14-13.
Well, I thought Baylor's defense was outstanding. They gave up 2 drives, but other than that, they forced them to punt. You know, I think they did a good job of containing him, and really, Baylor should have the lead right now. They shouldn't be down by a point. They've missed an extra point, field goals, and touchdown opportunities.
Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Joe. Coach, I tell you what, a wild first half. You guys capitalized on a couple missed field goals and then a block extra point right there coming in at halftime. Your thoughts?
We also got a fumble on 1-yard line as they're going in. Just to these guys, you just got to get out of drives the best way you can. We got to score more points. You know, we know the offense we're going against, the quarterback we're against. We're 14 points first half. That's not bad. We got to score more points.
All right, Coach, thank you for the time. Halftime in Waco, Texas, and Baylor trailing Missouri 14-13. Next up, we head to the Coors Light studio and join Kevin Frazier and Marcus Allen for the Sprint halftime show.
You're going to see here that, once again, Baylor with 50 snaps, 300 yards of offense, but only 13 points to show for it. Missouri, 2 really well-executed drives, but Baylor controlling the time of possession right here, the yards, and the number of plays.
And the quarterback matchup, well, Robert Griffin got it going, especially in the second quarter. And through the rushes that continued and kept drives alive for the Baylor Bears, especially to that last one. So he had 56 yards on the ground, 16 of 25. Throwing the football is not where he normally is. So give Missouri some credit as well. But also, Robert Griffin fumbled the ball to the 2-yard line. Otherwise, it could be a Baylor lead at halftime. We continue with Grand Tap, and I said 50 snaps because I wanted to emphasize it because it's crazy. 104 snaps for Baylor last week. Did we ever think we'd see it?
Well, it's so extraordinary. Now they're getting in so many snaps, playing so fast. We used to try to feel like that if we could get 80, 82 snaps, we could win any football game.
Baylor will have the ball to start the second half into the wind. It's going to be Darius Jones coming up to take it at the 20. And he's going down across the 25 near the 27-yard line. So Baylor has it. They got the final points of the first half, as you can see on the possession chart. But that touchdown after the long 80-yard drive marred by the blocked extra point. Well, that's the difference in the game.
The fumble was at the goal line by RG3 going into score, and then the missed field goal along with the missed extra point. We said at the outset, Baylor needed to get points for their production. 300 yards of offense, you want to have more than 13 points.
Devin Reese down the sideline. Will he go the distance? No. Matt White over there along with Jackson. Gaines took the inside route. Didn't push him back. It's 52 yards on the reverse for Devin Reese.
Well, Reese is going to take this handoff right here from RG3 underneath. And you can see this is a track team at wide receiver for Baylor. They all have elite speed. And very smooth right there by Tevin Reese.
It'll be after the false start on Williams, 1st and 15. Griffin wants to throw it, but here comes he, and he throws it away. Now, he was not outside of the tackle box, so the linesman will come in. with Greg Burks, the Big 12 official. And was there somebody in the neighborhood?
Well, I mean, this is just a clear attempt to get rid of the football, but no flag has been dropped for intentional grounding. But it did look like he was within the tackle box.
Was there a receiver?
Intentional grounding.
There it is.
Number 10, offense. Penalty to be enforced from the spot of the foul. Loss of down, second down.
Sheldon Richardson making his presence felt again.
Boy, he has really affected this game. Inside, he beats Robert Griffin, the right guard on that play. Forced that ball out of Griffin's hands. All Griffin could do was just fight to get rid of it. But Richardson really making an impact in this game inside, where I thought physically Missouri was a little bigger, a little stronger.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 26. Heat up the middle underneath Tevin Reese. Get some of it back inside the 30, down to the 28. You brought up the winning the Southwest Conference by 3 games, other things from that 80 team, because obviously you had a lot of flashbacks tonight with a lot of guys here. Your memories.
And we did last night as well, and it was really special to get them all together. And one of the things that I pointed out to the crowd, I'm going to let you go ahead and call this.
It's 3rd and 14. He's been in the booth before, by the way.
Yes.
Now Griffin pocket holding up, and Richardson held up into the end zone. Touchdown, Terrence Williams. They wanted a holding call. Sheldon Richardson was spinning. They didn't get it.
And I think Terrence Williams is going to be hurt, as a flag was thrown for unnecessary roughness right there, and I think his head got whiplashed into the boards on the side. Now, this is what Griffin specializes in right now. He feels the pressure from Richardson. He gets away from him. Now, his ability to throw the ball accurately on the run is what separates him from a lot of option and good quarterbacks in this league. Brett can't throw it a lot better than that on the run.
So he spreads him out.
Yeah.
He's got 5. And he brings Woodley in. Salubi, in fact, is all the way outside up top. And the trips on the bottom.
Robert Griffin is looking at 5 one-on-ones across the field and 6 guys in the box. So can somebody win the one-on-one that he can throw it to, or will he try to outrun to bring Salubi into the backfield?
And it's going to be Griffin. He's in. Gets the 2-point conversion.
He is determined. That's the 2nd time that we've seen him taken in the end zone. 1 for a touchdown and 1 for a 2-point conversion. And when he puts that toe in the ground to go north-south, he's looking to score. Great effort by RG3. Oh, that's a sprint to the end zone.
Baylor has their first lead of the game by 7. It'll work this time. Try to figure those guys out. Franklin on the option with Josie. And Josie, little indecision, cost him. He still gets 5-6 yards up to the 24.
Joel, that wasn't indecision. That's shake and bake right there. Yeah.
Then I bake out, not in. He dipped in, came back out.
Yeah, he did. He's tough.
Yeah, but did he take a shot? Because looks like that left hand, he's holding it.
I think he wanted out, but they don't have time because of how quickly they run.
It'll be 2nd and 4. Second possession for the second half for Missouri. They failed on 4th down in the first one. And Franklin put down, big time play off the edge. And that is Tevin Elliott, who's back in the lineup. And he's been nicked up. He's had a hand injury. And he gives them a guy that can make plays off the edge.
Well, you're going to see. I mean, he is their best defensive end. Down here at the bottom, beats the double team, splits it, and then brings Franklin down. When he's out there, you need one good pass rusher on defense. I don't care where you're at, what level you're playing. He gives them that speed off the edge. Plus, you can see how he plays the run.
He was honorable mention all Big 12 last year as a redshirt freshman. The noise factor on 3rd and 8. Moving the pocket. It's Agnew, and off his fingertips. Mistimed his jump ever so slightly against the safety, Hicks.
Another great effort by the Bear defense. Be able to knock Missouri out. You can see Franklin's hobbling. But Hicks really does a great job of playing this right here. Really, Agnew, I thought, misjudged that ball.
He was on his way down.
Huge height advantage over Hicks, about 6-7 inches taller.
Ball came in, he was on his way down. Now Barrow into the wind, trying to one-iron, keeping it low, and a good roll for Missouri. But still, solid field position at the 38. So Baylor will have their best field position to start a drive so far tonight on this, their 8th series. Missouri's had it 7 times with 2 possessions finding the end zone. Not enough, the percentages, because Griffin's going to get you right on the pick. Yep, on the block, and the ball's thrown behind the line. So that receiver, Lanier Sampson, legal on his block up to the 49 for a first down.
Well, you just need to give Kendall just a little bit of a sliver of space there. And Lanier Sampson did that on the outside. Excellent timed block right there, Sampson. And listen, if you're not catching the ball in his offense, you better be blocking somebody.
Well, Missouri has to start capitalizing on the good field position they've had. From the 37, that one. Now Agnew on their own bubble. And the big tight end put the ball on the ground. It's loose. And Baylor says they had it at the 49. Do they? Yes.
I think it was the hit by Elliott Coffey that knocked the ball loose as well.
Coffey made him cough it up.
Yeah.
And it's recovered there by Ahmad Dixon.
Elliott Coffey's father, Ken Coffey, a former Redskin, came in from his middle linebacker spot. He's the quarterback of the defense. There's Coffey stripping it loose there from the inside out.
Yeah, Hicks helped him on the bottom.
Yeah, and look at the hustle there. Hustle coming in from the outside to recover it. First big turnover there of the evening.
And the real difference right now, when Baylor runs the bubble, they run it with a track star.
Yeah.
Missouri's been running the bubble, at least recently, with a tight end.
Yeah, that's not as quick and doesn't have the burst that some of those track guys have.
Now Griffin looking over to the near side. Tevin Reese is available. Lanier Sampson brought attention to the sideline, and just sitting down in that pocket was Tevin Reese.
Well, I tell you, what a throw by RG3, though. Because you're right, that's what Tevin Reese did. He just ran through the soft spot in the zone, and look at his throw. I mean, as effortless, as smooth a release as you can have.
It's at the Missouri 38. Ganaway angling back inside, breaking tackles into the secondary. The bit of a running back may go the distance. He does. Touchdown Baylor.
Well, it started with the read by RG3 to give him the ball, but that was a whole lot of 240 pounds of Terrence Ganaway making people miss, showing you the light feet on a big body. They call him a slasher, and he slashed the difference for that touchdown run.
The extra point by Jones. And now a 2-touchdown lead on homecoming weekend for the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, man.
I like the look.
Yeah. I tell you.
Whataburger, what a play. We've said he's at about 250 pounds. Just get out of his way, Terrence Ganaway.
Well, you're going to see you're going to get a little block here from the tight end, but he's really just going to clear this out himself. He's got a good cut there. Makes it, runs right through the middle linebacker on that play, Andrew Wilson. Now he bounces it. Now it's the vision. Now the vision, and now the legs get going in the breakaway speed to finish the run.
It'll work this time. And an opportunity for T.J. Moe. He's got to land over to the right side, into the 30, and across the 40 again. Great field position for Missouri. Lawrence, Franklin calls his own number, and a good run on first down of about 7 up to the 49. It was a 40-yard return, by the way, by Moe. But as I mentioned, Missouri's last drive started at their own 37.
Well, you know, last week, Joel, they were down 28-17 in the second half to A&M on the road, and they came back with a furious comeback.
Lawrence with a flag from the umpire, where it's normally a holding call, gets the first down across the 48 down to the 47.
We haven't seen many of those tonight, if any.
So you're saying we were due for one.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 76 defense, 15 yards from the end of the run.
Down.
So deep in Baylor territory. Can they capitalize on the opportunity with Josie in the backfield this time? It'll be Franklin again. A little crease closed in a hurry. A gain of about 5. You talked about the comeback. That was the largest second half comeback. The second largest, actually, in Missouri history. You got to go back to 1949 and a 14-point deficit in the second half against Nebraska.
Joe, you did your research.
I mean, it stands out when you come back on the road, and that was their biggest conference road victory to come back from since '97. Josie in the flat, first down Missouri inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds on the final snap of the third. So Missouri is driving once again, but can they take advantage of the great return and the setup by T.J. Moe on special teams? So they'll turn around. Missouri will have the win at their back for the final 15 minutes of regulation. And do they have more thrills for us like we saw last week at A&M on the road in the Tigers? You're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Homecoming weekend in Waco, and right now the Baylor Bears 15 minutes away from celebrating. As Robert Griffin III has picked it up offensively, Missouri helped them with a giveaway.
Yeah, and here's a comparison so far. I mean, you know, our RG3 came in completing 75% of his passes this year. He's about 66% tonight, but 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran for 64 yards. Baylor with over 500 yards of offense in the first 3 quarters.
They got 67 snaps for 508 yards.
Wow.
And 28 points. So normally you'd think more on the board, but Griffin also fumbled it away into the end zone of the first down. Covered by Webb. So Missouri got a break as well. Now Franklin, first snap of the fourth. On the option, Josie. Cut down. And coming out of the secondary, that was Chadwick.
That's the way.
The weak side backer.
That's how you come and you blow up the option right there.
Give it to Hall, actually.
Well, you give it everything you've got. And if you miss, you make him go inside on you. But he got a shoestring on it. He came aggressively, and that was a great stop from the secondary.
Well, that graphic may tell you that Missouri has been behind a lot this year to be third in the nation in scoring into the fourth quarter.
Now, they're going to need points in this fourth quarter. Down 14 here.
Now on second at about 11. Ton of time, middle of the field. Jump ball, overshoots Washington. Boy, great coverage for Baylor. Hicks was there, as well as Ahmad Dixon.
Yeah. K.J. Morton on the coverage as well. Nice play. Nice play by Morton.
Trying to read his number.
Just a sophomore. It's tough, Joe. It's fast.
Those dregs.
It moves fast.
Those dregs are halfway down his back. Don't we all wish we had those problems? From the 19, 3rd and 11.
This Baylor crowd has done their job here on 3rd downs throughout the evening.
Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Franklin in trouble. And out of the edge, it's Agnew. Now, you're down by 14. You're on the road, and you're looking at 4th and about a little more than 4 at the 12. The pressure came from Mason.
Personally, Joe, I think there's a lot of time to play. I mean, I wouldn't have any problem kicking the field goal right now. You got to stop them on defense. I think this is the right decision by Pinkel right here.
It's early in the 4th, opening minute of the 4th. But Missouri at the same time has to take the ball away. They've got to create.
They got to play better defense, Joel, but you can't take away this opportunity for points right now.
It'll be a 30-yard attempt from Barrow, his first of the night. Man, justifies the decision by Gary Pinkel. So, like last week, Missouri down 28-17 in the 4th. It'll be, as you're looking at Antoine Goodley, the wide receiver, back deep along with Darius Jones. Now, Missouri trailed by the identical score at A&M last week, 28-17. And I brought it up before we left. They've got to take the ball away. Griffin will move it last week, as it's going to be a touchback. It's Griffin going for the icing on the cake. It's Reese. Bobbling, it's got it every step of the way. Touchdown Baylor.
There's a lot of different ways to enjoy that kind of a throw. Griffin decided just to take a seat and enjoy it. Really capped off a tremendous evening by RG3. Tell you, this guy they flat out can fly. Tevin Reese here has showed his breakaway speed, kind of bobbling the ball along the way. And RG3 is going to just take a seat He's exhausted. He's been hit, battered, bruised, scored some touchdowns, thrown for 3 tonight. He's living up to all of his hype.
Aaron Jones for the point after. 8:22 to play. And Baylor trying to put away Missouri. Up by 18 now. So a quick 82-yard drive. And 35-17 Bears. Joel Myers, Brian Baldinger, Jim Knox in Waco. We're celebrating along the Brazos tonight. Up by 18. 4:06, 4:30 is the record. He already said that.
Yeah. He's at 4:06 right now, and the numbers are staggering. But watching him in person, it's even more impressive because he doesn't shy away from contact. He stays in the pocket and takes a shot right to the ribs, delivers the ball. His eyes are in the right place, and a fierce competitor.
It'll be Parks kicking it away into the wind. Man, TJ Moe. Check that. It'll be picked up once again by the other man back there. We celebrate the 8th annual National College Football Day as it's hauled in for his short game across the 35 up to the 38 and taken in there by Agnew. Playing catch up. See if you can find one of your wideouts. Again, Agnew, and a first down out of bounds at about the 48.
Baylor will give this to him all night long. Just the short routes, you know, let them, you know, get their first downs and kind of make them bleed slowly, you know, to use a metaphor.
Yeah, there was so much discussion that Agnew had 90 catches and only 30 coming into the game tonight.
Yeah.
I think it got to. Basically, the group, they were going to get Agnew involved. He got involved last week. There's no question. It's a good grab by TJ Moe. Taking it out of bounds at the 46.
You saw RG3 probably talking to his offensive coordinator upstairs on the phone, and I tell you, I came in here and I couldn't wait to watch him play. I'd heard all the hype and had a chance to meet him at Big 12 Media Day, talked to him yesterday for a little bit in a walkthrough, and before the game, he's excited.
Single on the outside and a great spin on the catch by Jarrell Jackson.
Yeah.
As he gets additional yardage after the catch down to the 24. But we said those are the guys that can make plays for you and
Yes.
make them miss in the secondary.
Well, that's who you want to get it to. Now, KJ Morton, one of the just, had it turned the wrong way that time, but Morton in that secondary has played extremely well tonight. Tackled well. They've defended the ball in the air real well tonight.
And now coming back on it, Lucas.
I jinxed him.
Does he come down? Yes. Touchdown, Missouri. And what a read by the wide receiver. Is it too late, though, for the Tigers with 7:05 to play?
Well, that's the matchup that is just natural, and it's been out there all night. 6'5" Lucas caught the winner in overtime against A&M last week. Straight fly route against Morton, and you can see Morton's head isn't turned around. And Franklin threw a nice high ball for Lucas to adjust to. Great concentration by Lucas.
Well, as we mentioned, Agnew's got 9 catches tonight. Nobody on Missouri has more than 3. But Agnew has 9. Now, they will go for the 2-point conversion, trailing by 12.
Try to cut this lead to 10.
And a manageable two-score game. Can they make the play? Lawrence in motion. And it's going to be Lawrence. He's in. It's a 10-point ball game. Never know. 7:05 to play. So Marcus Lucas came through last week, the sophomore from Liberty, Missouri, and made a great read despite the defensive back right in his grill.
Joel, there's still a lot of time. 7 minutes in this game with these teams that can score as quickly in 1:13 on that drive. It puts a lot of pressure. It keeps the pressure on Baylor's offense here. You put RG3 on the field, I'm getting a little bit more bang for my buck. That guy can entertain you. And I haven't seen a quarterback compete like that since Cam Newton last year at Auburn.
Barrow downwind. And there won't be a return. Missouri showing Lambert on the outside, but the ball goes the other way and a big run into the secondary. Look out, Ganaway breaks it inside the 40. They will not catch him. Touchdown, Baylor.
That didn't take long. Ganaway for a breakaway. Great read by RG3, but Ganaway the second time of the night. shows you big-time finishing speed. I don't know how that gets done, but what a play by Ganaway. And they needed it from the senior.
And look at the numbers for his senior on homecoming night.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Something you will never, ever forget.
Yeah, you can never take that away, right?
Inside of 7 to play. So much for the comebacks. And it's back to a 17-point lead now at 42-25. So they say that Salubi's the quick guy. Well, don't tell Ganaway that.
Well, you see, yeah, what a gash that was. Great job by Ivory Wade at right tackle by the tight end. One broken tackle, and I didn't know that Ganaway at 240 pounds had that kind of breakaway speed, Joel.
Now they're putting up some serious numbers. And I'm talking 672 on 75 snaps. This is their 3rd consecutive game over 600 yards.
Wow. But,
it's like a video game.
It is. But so much of it is predicated upon them trying to stop RG3. The ability to make the right read, to hand it off correctly, to the deep throws from him, the punishing hits that he takes in order to make the big plays. He is the engineer of this offense. Well, and it's as much fun as I've seen in college football.
Well, the Missouri offense is going to get back on the field quickly, aren't they?
Well, the key has been Baylor's defense tonight, holding this high-powered Missouri offense to just 25 points so far.
It'll be Mo. Yeah, with a flag down, it's coming back. As Mo is pulled down across the 50 at the 45.
During the return, holding number 12 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That's Roos for the defensive back.
Well, Missouri's going to have to think big play, and so really what you have to key on is the safeties of Baylor and how deep they are so that they don't allow anything to really get behind them. Actually pretty shallow considering they're within 10 yards here. And I'd take my shot right now if I was the Tigers.
It's only a 3-man rush. And the grab over on the far side by McGaffey. John McGaffey, junior from Houston.
There's Lucas, who caught the last touchdown pass. Big target at 6'5", and good speed to go with it.
So the difference, you see the guy in the yellow shirt?
Yeah.
And Phil Bennett told us they needed it. They faced 2 offenses in A&M and Oklahoma State. And every time they tried to make a play, and I'm talking about as a staff, as Agnew gets his 10th grab up to the 49-yard line, it backfired. It just, if they decided to bring a guy off of one side, it went the other way.
But really, the smart move by Art Briles was to bring Phil Bennett here. You know, he was the interim head coach at Pitt last year. That whole change happened. He was available. They signed him in January, and he's been working with these kids. A lot of young kids getting a chance to play. None bigger than tonight.
Franklin turning the corner for the first down. And running into Elliott Coffey. Jim Knox.
Joel, Robert Griffin just finally sat on the bench after congratulating his line at the end of the bench, as well as the defense before they went on the field. You know, guys, it's a styling Robert Griffin as well. You look, a lot of people wonder, what's he deal with the left arm, the sleeve going down the arm? Well, I asked him about that yesterday during walkthrough. He said, that's my styling left arm. That's where I show my style. The right arm is all business. He's all business tonight, no doubt.
It's to the 30. Yeah, he doesn't waste any time. Joe Williams on the coverage. And don't forget, Oregon on the road taking on the Huskies in Seattle. That is up next on Fox. So very good one in the Pac-12. Franklin again. Man was run out of bounds. Washington. And it's incomplete anyway.
Did a great job on the corner that time, forcing him out of bounds.
So now Missouri, and you got to believe, down by 17 with 5 to play. They fall to 4-5. Still looking for consecutive wins this year, but the inexperience. You start a sophomore quarterback, and you mentioned the inconsistencies.
Yeah, he's getting a ton of experience, though. He's going to be a good one before it's all said and done. They've had a great run at quarterbacks at Missouri over the last decade.
Agnew, and that hurt from here. Hicks going low.
Jeez. That secondary has hit these guys now. Hicks, Morton, Chadwick, all these guys have taken their shots, especially on Egner, because he's such a big target.
Baylor will go to 5-3. We'll talk about a couple of the big games coming up for the Bears. And will it be a hold? No, as it's thrown wide and out of bounds. But looking ahead for the Bears, and this their 5th win, with 4:44 to play.
Well, they went bowling last year in the 3rd year under Art Briles.
Number 6 at Kansas.
Yeah, well,
you don't want to put it in the bank, but
no, it'll be favored.
Then Oklahoma, Texas Tech, and Texas. So you better take care of Kansas.
Yes. Yeah, you better,
with the last 3.
You better get to 6 there.
Franklin with time. And again, well wide. As he tried to get it to Giroux. Ahead for the Tigers. They've got a home game coming up. We've been talking about Texas Tech. Next week, though, Texas in Austin, or at Columbia, actually. Then they get Texas Tech also in Columbia, and at Arrowhead in Kansas City, the traditional border war with the Jayhawks. It's Giroux, and he can't get away. Good play by Morton.
Yep. Made a lot of plays tonight. That's the key in this whole spread offense. Can you tackle the catch? And the Bears have done that for the most part tonight.
So don't forget, it was a 14-13 game at the break, and Missouri led by 1 at the half. But Baylor responded. So now 4th and 3 for the Tigers as we approach the 4-minute mark. Get the first down and get to TJ Moe. For TJ Moe, that is only his 3rd grab of the game. Touchdown, Missouri.
Nice job by TJ here, just knowing where he's at on the field, stopping, making the cut inside the defender. They haven't missed many tackles though, but they finish off the drive, and I would think down right now the way they are that they're going to have to go for the onside kick.
Barrow for the point after. So it is back to a 10-point game after the drive took 3 minutes off the clock. 11 plays, 80 yards. So Ganaway surprising us all with a career night. There's no question about that. Griffin, nothing surprises us when it comes to Robert Griffin. We've been watching him since he came up with this team in 2008. All right, look for the high hop.
Yep.
Does Barrow get it? Yes, but it's hot, and it's picked up very quickly by Terrence Williams.
Well, he is
not a bad hands team.
No. Tell you, they've got some athletes there at wide receiver.
And dropped, a rare drop by Kendall Wright. 2nd and 10. Stopping the clock with 3:51 to play.
We've seen really RG3 throw from every platform tonight. He came in completing 75% of his passes on the year, but we've seen the deep throws, the throws across the middle, throws when they're tugging on his shirt, throws when they're planting him into the ground. This isn't just, fantasy football here. This guy's got tremendous skill.
Griffin sliding down, avoiding another shot. He's taken a number. And I mentioned to you, because you hadn't seen him in person, I said, I'm not saying he's Michael Vick.
Yeah.
But he's the closest thing we've seen in college football since Michael Vick because of what he possesses, the skill to throw and run.
But he plays under control, and he's smart. Just getting down in bounds there, where you can run the clock here.
Now Missouri needs to figure out how to get 2 more wins. Don't forget, if it stays the same as it is on the board right now, here comes 3rd down. Get to that thought in a moment. 3rd and 8. Griffin, and he won't get the first down. Now Missouri needs to stop the clock again, and they will.
Wow, another play by Sheldon Richardson.
And when he left the field, he looked like he was dragging earlier.
Yeah.
Gaines could make it very interesting as he waits for the punt. Spencer Roth will hit it at about his own 45. And he sends it down the middle. Gaines calling for the fair catch at the 12. Well, let's see if Missouri can come up with a big play. Franklin on the out. He's got it. It's Lucas again. Boy, good hands.
Good hands. He is a big receiver that's smooth, though. Fell right into that hole between the safety and the corner, kind of a dead spot in the defense. And Franklin dropped it right in.
Thrown for 251. Missouri's had only one turnover. And that was the ball put on the ground by Agnew. It turned into 7 points, though. And that's huge in this game. Comeback route. Bam. It's complete to Giroux. And he's got the first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily across the 46.
Franklin's he's going to have a bright future, I think, though. Well, he's young and this is his 9th start, but he can make a lot of throws now. Keep a lot of plays alive.
Underneath Agnew. That wasn't worth the catch. They needed the clock stopped. Chadwick on the belt, and a good one at that. So Agnew now up to 11 grabs. Make that his 12th.
Wow.
Only a 3-man rush. Using the sideline. Good job. Giroux gets out of bounds.
This is just a Skelly drill here. I mean, Franklin just, it's 3-man rush. There's not a lot of pressure. Roll to his right or left. Hit the comebacks right here. I mean, they're moving down the field quickly, and they're not using up a whole lot of time.
But only one time out on the board for Missouri.
They're saving it.
Even if they get into the end zone.
Here comes the pressure.
And almost picked. It was hot before Lucas had even made his break.
See, that time Bennett dialed up max pressure. He brought 6 that time, and Franklin felt it. He got the ball out of his hands a little quicker than he wanted. Lucas, big body. Laid out for it, though. You want to see the effort.
Stopping the clock, 2:24.
Bennett's working that gum, isn't he?
Ton of time, and again, Lucas. They found him a little bit too late tonight, though, it seems.
I don't know.
Down to the 15.
Joel, there's time.
There's time, but you only have one timeout. You're banking on the onside.
But look at this throw by Franklin. That's a nice laser shot coming right into your living room.
Ooh.
Lucas does a good job of squeezing that ball in, and here they are, in the throes of a touchdown here.
He barely maintained possession before he was popped out of bounds. Franklin in trouble. End zone, he's got Washington. Touchdown, Missouri.
Wow. Shoot.
Incredible. Minute 59 to play.
Look at that, and they saved the timeout. They saved the timeout, Joel. That was a great drive by Franklin. Some stick throws on his part. Tall receivers, though. Watch Franklin avoid the pressure here. Going to slide to his right, stay alive. Throwing that ball on the run, just dropping it in. Damian Washington, he's 6'4", Lucas is 6'5", big targets for him.
But did he wait to go to his wide receivers too late? As I mentioned, Agnew's got 12 catches. Now he's finding his wideouts. And give credit to the Baylor defense. They had something to do with it, taking it away too. But Washington, a long one.
Yeah, I mean, that's just almost like the post corner route. Got behind Tyler Stevenson. Yeah, why not? Why not a little chest bump? They're right back in the game. They need to stop.
It's a 3-point game. We thought the scoreboard had the potential to blow up. It's been fairly quiet. 42-39.
Now, I'll say this, Joel. They don't have to onside kick here. They've got a timeout in their pocket. They need a field goal to tie. They've got the wind at their back. I wouldn't be afraid to kick this ball away right here and try and stop Baylor in 3 plays.
One first down for Baylor ends the game.
That's true. That's true.
But
I mean, what's the better odds? The better odds recovering an onside kick and getting the high bounce?
Well, you saw the high bounce, so Barrow's got it in his bag.
Okay.
There's no question he can do it, but can you get somebody in time to disrupt it?
I mean, that's a big decision by Gary Pinkel here.
And it's going to be an onside kick, high, one hopper, and a flag. Missouri was offside. Missouri was offside on the kick. It went the necessary distance, and he got a little hop, but a grab. And a good one by Baylor. And they actually will mark it
offside
from there.
Kicking team number 21. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Wide receiver Bud Sasser.
Now, they're not going to show their hand, and here they are. They're going to just try, just a slow roll. And there's the offsides.
Good call.
Yeah, good call.
So now Baylor has it at the 34.
Okay. Sounds like Ganaway time, doesn't it? After the night he's had.
It sounds like anything but a pass.
Yep.
Because you don't want to stop the clock with an incompletion. Missouri looking to punch the ball away. Ganaway. And now they'll use their final timeout. Ganaway got about 4. Almost 5. So the next running play. Ganaway with Griffin.
Niver in motion, the tight end.
Ganaway close to a first down. He's short by about 1.5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up with the clock moving now, and Missouri can't stop it.
That's good push
So
up
they
front.
can take it down inside of 30 seconds. Around 30 seconds if they fail on 3rd down, and then set it up for 4th down.
See Ganaway just put up his fingers there, the 3rd down. It's like, give it to me the 3rd time. I'll get this first down for you. That's what the senior's saying.
Now, Griffin's got to wait with the clock still at 15 seconds.
This ball's got to go up the middle because Missouri's coming off the edge here to take away any kind of an option play.
Here we go on 3rd and 2. And Ganaway's got it. And he's headed to the end zone again. They try to punch it away. What a play by Ganaway. Jacquez Smith, you could see him from behind just trying to spike the ball.
And I tell you, Ganaway came with Art Briles from Houston, transferred here. What a night he's had on homecoming his senior year. Good push up front. Cyril Richardson, great job on the end. Jacquez Smith trying to strip that ball, but
so it will be a 3-point win. You'd have to think he'll take a knee.
That's all he needs to do. Doesn't have to do what Phillip Rivers did the other night on Monday Night Football with the Chargers. Just take the snap.
6:99, as you saw, a new school record. We are headed to Seattle. Don't go anywhere because there's a great one in the Pac-12 tonight with Oregon, the number 18 of the nation on the road. Oregon taking on the Huskies of Washington. Now we will also be watching that game. So Missouri can't win 2 in a row once again. And that has eluded them as they're now 4-5 for head coach Gary Pinkel. Art Briles and the Baylor Bears 5-3. So Missouri started to move it, but a little bit too late.
A little too late, but give Art Briles, Phil Bennett defensively for the most part, a lot of credit, but what a night for RG3 in that offense.
Oregon and Washington coming up next. For Brian Baldinger, Jim Knox, our entire crew, I'm Joel Myers. Thanks for joining us. A 3-point win, 42-39 on homecoming night in Waco. You've been watching Big 12 College Football Saturday presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Stick around. Washington and Oregon up next.